From crocodiles getting blown into the sky to enormous sea monsters, here are 9 stories of sightings of mysterious creatures. Number 9. U28 Crocodile. This is a tale from World War I. During the war, there was a British steamer known as the Iberian. It was going through waters next to Ireland when it came under attack by a German submarine known as a U28. A battle commenced, and despite the Iberian fleeing with all she had, the submarine won in the end. But that's just the beginning of the story, not the end of it. You see, the captain of the submarine, Baron von Forster, went to the Con to watch the Iberian sink. When he did, he got the chance to see something he couldn't explain. For soon after the Iberian fully sank, there was an explosion. It was likely the Iberian's internals giving out and causing the blast. But whatever caused it, Forstner claimed that he saw a massive sea crocodile thrown into the air. So certain was he of this that he wrote an article about it in a German newspaper in 1933 and said the following: "The animal was about 20 meters, or 65 feet, long and crocodile-like in shape, with pairs of strong front and hind legs adapted for swimming, and a long head that tapered towards the nose." He claimed to have seen it for 10 to 15 seconds at a distance of about 150 to 100 meters, or somewhere between 500 and 300 feet in bright sunshine. Now, unlike many monster sightings, Forstner was very specific. He gave measurements, noted that it was bright outside, gave key details about the monster's shape, and more. Not to mention he had just gotten glory in battle. There's no point in talking about a monster unless it was really there. Further adding to the mystery is that 6 other crew members claim to have seen the creature as well, and certain credited scientists believe he honestly did see it. And one zoologist, Bernard Heuvelmans, felt the description matched up with a prehistoric giant crocodile that could possibly be living today, called a Thalatasukia. There are many questions as to whether this sighting was real or not. There have been cases of ancient creatures still being alive after potentially being dead for millions of years. Was this one of them? Or was this something else? The mystery remains, and so the story lives on. Number 8. Dover Demon. The year was 1977, and in the spring months of that year, a monster was seen. What's more, this monster was seen by 3 different people. In their statements, these 3 people described it the same way. It was 4 feet tall and had long, thin fingers and a watermelon-shaped head. It also had glowing orange eyes. After 3 sightings, the creature was labeled the Dover Demon. But also, after those 3 sightings, the creature was never seen again. Because of its disappearance, and the fact that no such creature has been seen again since 1977, many have believed that this was the imagination of these 3 people. And it's fair to think that in many ways, but there is one twist in the tale, one that must be taken into account despite all the negativity and dismissal. All 3 people remain adamant to this day that they saw what they did. One of them swore by it so much that after he became a painter, Williams Bartlett wrote the following on a sketch of the Dover Demon. "I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature." Why continue to swear to the fact that you saw it if you didn't? This has led to many questions about what it could have been, if it's truly real. Was it a deformed creature? Was it an alien? Was it something more? Many people still believe that the Dover Demon still exists. But does it? Number 7. Jersey Devil. There was once a woman named Jane Mother Leeds, and she had many children. But one night she was giving birth to what would be her 13th child, a feat in and of itself. And when it was being born, she uttered the words, "Let this one be the devil." Her wish came true, for after being born, it grew horns, wings, and a tail. It flew up the chimney of her house and went out into the world, or so says the legend, of the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil is one of the more prominent monster sighting legends in the world, and is said to live in the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey, hence the name. The first sighting of the creature came in 1812, when Joseph Bonaparte, the literal older brother to Napoleon Bonaparte, said he saw the creature near his New Jersey estate. Many sightings occurred afterward, but in 1909 the legend grew to new heights. For over 1,000 sightings of the Jersey Devil came that year, including some cannon soldiers who saw the creature, shot it, hit it, and it still lived. Fueled by this, and the finding of some tracks that didn't match creatures of the area, bloodhounds were brought in to try to find the creature. But the bloodhounds apparently refused to follow the tracks. More and more sightings have followed, even some coming as late as 2015. And now for number 6. But first, Do you believe in any of these creatures? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Number 6. The Flatwoods Monster. In West Virginia on September 12, 1952, an odd event happened that is still unexplained to this day. For on that day, a fireball was seen in the sky. But unlike regular meteors and comets and such, this fireball was seen all across the United States, including confirmed accounts from California, all the way up to where it landed in West Virginia. Edward and Fred May, who were in West Virginia, saw the fireball and then realized it had crashed on a nearby farm. Along with their friend, their mother, and neighbor, they went to go and observe the crash site. When they did arrive, though, the area was covered in an odd mist, and a metallic sound of sorts was filling the air. As they tried to get closer to figure out what was going on, a pair of red eyes looked at them through the mist. According to their accounts, the creature that was looking at them was 10 feet tall and had a glowing green body. The creature hissed at them and started to approach, to which all of them ran. Police and townsfolk looked over the area, but found nothing. Yet, a reporter found some odd skid marks near where the crash was, and also found an odd, gooey deposit. This mystery is a bit more unique, as you have people of various ages having seen this creature. But the creature was never found. So was it real? And if it wasn't, what did those 5 people really see? Much speculation has been waged on this, including it being a true alien from above, being carried in by the meteor. But since no body was found, and no other sightings were recorded, it's just a sighting, but one that has left many scratching their heads over the years. Number 5. Owl Man. In 1976, in Monnon, Cornwall, a weird creature was seen at a church, specifically near the church tower. The creature was large, the size of a man, and it had the definitive features that made it seem like an owl, for it had pointed red eyes, pointed ears as well, and claws that were long and black. For the next few years, the Owl Man, as he was called, was seen many times around the tower of that church in Cornwall. Adding to the mystery of this creature was that before it was spotted, weird things would be happening in the area, including animals acting like they shouldn't have been, and even some UFO sightings. Here's the rub. There may have been 1 or 2 logical explanations for the Owl Man's sightings. One, the family who originally reported the creature had a not-so-good reputation for pulling pranks, so this whole story could be bunk. However, given that the sightings were made years after the original one, that may or may not be such an easy explanation. Another explanation is that the distance from the creature made it seem bigger than it was. Barn owls live in church towers at times, and so in the right light and distance, the people could have simply seen a barn owl that just looked as big as a man. But barn owls don't have red eyes. Eagle owls do in a way, so they could be the source of it as well, but it's just not known. Number 4. Bock Monster. In Germany, there's a town called Wittlich, and a long time ago, in the days of Napoleon, a soldier, who was a deserter, came upon this town, and soon after arriving killed a farmer and his wife. But the wife cursed the soldier just before dying, and the curse turned him into a wolf-like creature, one that stalked the forests of the area until the villagers came together to kill the beast. Then, during the Cold War, U.S. servicemen at the Hahn Air Force Base, which is near the forest next to Wittlich, claimed to have seen a wolf-like creature that stood on 2 legs. One report was that after an MP, or military policeman, was checking out a disturbance at the edge of the base when he came face to face with the creature. The creature then did 3 long, leaping steps before bounding over a fence that was at least 5 feet tall. Adding to the mystery, a sniffer dog was brought in to track the creature, but once it got the scent, it went crazy and absolutely refused to go after it. More stories about the Bock Monster have been collected, and each of them seem to match the others. So was it real, or was it something much more explainable? Number 3. Kraken. One of the most legendary monster sightings of all time has to be the one and only Kraken, a squid of such size that it would dwarf and consume massive vessels. But despite this story being born in the time of sailboats, there have been many modern-day accounts of the Kraken, including one famous one that happened in World War II. A British trawler was docked off the Maldives. A crewman, A.J. Starkey, was on the deck of the trawler when he thought he saw something in the water. Quote, "As I gazed, fascinated, a circle of green light glowed in my area of illumination. This green, unwinking orb, I suddenly realized, was an eye. The surface of the water undulated with some strange disturbance. Gradually, I realized that I was gazing almost point blank at a huge squid. But the story didn't end there. After seeing the eye of the squid, he walked from one end of the ship to the next, and he found that the tentacles reached to the other end, making this potential Kraken about 175 feet long. To be clear, there is no squid or octopus in the world that's more than 100 feet. So if that squid was truly the length of the ship, that would make it the biggest squid ever recorded, which could make it a Kraken. Number 2, Goat Man. Part man, part goat, all terror. Such is the legend of the Goat Man. Though this may seem like something out of a mythology, many have claimed to see it, such as in 1957, when it was spotted in Forestville and Upper Marlboro in Prince George's County. The ones who saw it defined it as a tall, horned monster walking on 2 feet, so clearly not a regular goat. Then, in 1962, the legend amplified in the worst possible way. For the creature was accused of killing 14 people and capturing even more. The few survivors claimed that it was indeed the Goat Man, and that he killed people with an axe while making a sound that only the devil himself could make. Whether it's true what they said, or they were suffering from PTSD or mistaken in some other way, it's clear that something may be out there. Number 1, Bigfoot. When it comes to monster sightings, there's none more famous than Bigfoot. The legend of Bigfoot has gotten so massive that TV shows, movies, documentaries, and more have chronicled trying to find and confirm the existence of this creature. Bigfoot itself is usually described as a massive, furry creature that is humanoid in shape, yet not a monkey. It's known to be ape-like, but it walks on 2 feet and moves like a human, despite having a more primate appearance. You could argue that the mystery of Bigfoot is one of the biggest ones in the world today. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have documented as seeing Bigfoot in one form or another, and there have been thousands of photos that have been taken that prove he exists. Type in Bigfoot sightings on Google and you'll find almost 3 million search results talking about sightings or possible sightings. There's honestly too many sightings to put onto one list. So, do you believe in Bigfoot? Thanks for watching. Do you believe in any of these monsters or the stories of their sightings? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.